Hey guys, it's Tom Box and
Oscar
from MST.TV here. And for all of you guys wondering where's Oscar, here he is. Oh my god,
didn't go anywhere.
Stop commenting, I'm just capping. Okay, so today we are bringing to you guys the, what was it? Raging Tempest.
Raging Tempest sneak peek preview.
Well, not really sneak, like more like a set analysis. Quick set analysis. We're gonna try to cover as much as we can, especially with like all the relevant stuff, the hype stuff. If we miss some of your archetype stuff, we do apologize, but you can leave it down in the comment section below because each set, is 100 cards, and we can't just go through every single.
Yeah, there's a lot of
cards.
But,
we want to make sure that you guys don't lose money on the cards that you are getting, like, pulling packs, getting lucky. So, here we go.
Yeah, overall thought, actually, before we begin, the overall thought of this set, I'm actually really happy with this set. There's a lot of value in this set. The secret rares are really good. People were not very pleased with the last set, where the secrets were not that great.
You have, two good secrets?
2 good cards in the whole set. This set is actually very good, and I think Konami addressed a lot of good issues that they had from the previous set in this set.
That is very true. So I guess we'll start off with some hype stuff before we go into the Zodiac stuff that you've been hearing me talk about for ever. If you want those deck profiles, go check out the other videos in our description. Okay, so let's start off with hype stuff.
Yeah, so the first card we want to talk about is Lawn Mowing, or The Grass is Greener, or The Grass is Greener on the other side, whatever you want to call it, the Mill 30 card.
So this card is really, really good for any deck that likes to use the graveyard, especially Infernoids.
Yeah. Primarily Infernoids.
Lightsworn? Huh?
Lightsworn ABC.
Oh my god.
ABC Lightsworn Infernoid. Basically any of those combinations, it's going to be fine. That card is absolutely amazing. You mill 25 cards, you have snow material, the card is absolutely nuts, and it's a secret rare in this set.
But what allows you to mill that many cards is because you are running a 60 card deck. So the milling is very basic. If you don't know what it does, I'm just going to briefly run this through with you guys. Basically, mill cards from your top of the deck to the graveyard until you match your opponent's deck size. That's it.
Yeah, so if you're playing 60 cards, usually around 19 to 21 cards, depending on what your opponent's playing. If they play Max C, even better, right? If they're playing Desires, that's 30-something cards. I've seen a 38-card mill. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah. As long as you got options in your graveyard to keep playing. I hate Fairy Tale Snow, the best card in the graveyard, in my opinion.
Nuts.
Book of Moon, not once per turn. Funny thing is, speaking of not once per turn, the card itself is also not once per turn. So if you negate it, they have a second copy. Yeah, you're in for another run.
And it can banish cards from the field and the hand. The snow is retarded with Lawn Mowing, pardon my language. And speaking of dumb, the price of Lawn Mowing is actually beginning at $40.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad for a secret rare.
Pretty good.
But I'm thinking it's going to go down to around $20 to $25 after the hype dies down, just because it's not really a staple. It's just if you're playing 60 cards in a middle deck, you can play it. So,
but if you're going to pick it up for YCS Seattle, you got to buy at high price.
Yeah,
you're going to buy at the high demand price.
Yeah, at least you're not buying Zodiacs.
Yeah, buying Zodiac. We'll get into that after. Next card, Foolish Burial of Belongings, I believe.
Yep, so this is basically if Foolish is a spell or trap card.
Yes, that is correct. You can only activate this once per turn. I'm glad they kind of addressed the once per turn thing. They can try to measure the power. This card is actually very interesting. You can throw your breakthrough skills in there. There's probably a ton of cards that you want to throw in there. You can even turn this into a draw 1 with, Metaphor Fusion. Turn it into an upset.
You can use it as any search ritual spell in Necros.
That's true.
I could see this card right now in the meta. It doesn't have many applications, but in the future, I could see it suddenly spiking up very high due to a card making it very broken.
Yeah, if there's a generic search all card for a specific archetype. Yeah, you can expect this card to be
or a really broken card, spell card when it's in the grave or something. So right now, this card is actually pre-release price is being set at $20. And I'm thinking it's going to settle down to more around $5. I think this is going to be one of the worst secrets in the set to begin with.
It's a sleeper secret.
Yeah, sleeper secret. Definitely worth picking up at $5 or $10 when it hits that price.
Yeah, but I would probably keep myself maybe a playset and just wait for it to spike.
Yeah.
There's a good chance of this card becoming relevant in future sets. Of course, not maximum crisis. I don't see the application maximum crisis yet, but it's just one of those future cards like, oh man, you have the secret? And there'd be that guy that just has, that bought a bunch of random cards and got these secrets, didn't feel very good, and then he'll feel good then.
Yeah, but if I pull it at sneak peek, I would probably sell it at sneak for those sneak price.
Okay.
So the next secret rare that we have is Brave Eyes Pendulum Dragon.
I have nothing much to actually cover about this card. It's a nice little card.
Yeah, it's like... what is
but it is also the secret that you don't want in your box.
Yeah, it's the cover card, isn't it?
This one is not the cover card.
Oh.
This is very different.
Okay. But anyways, we have it set at around $10. This will probably be the worst secret of the set. It's going to be around $5. It's basically a Timmy card, so it's a very bright, powerful card, but not much competitive play or use in general.
Yeah. But on the other hand, speaking of something very interesting, our next virus card, FFV, Full Force Virus.
Yeah, so Full Force Virus, you know what it does? It tributes a 2000 or higher defense monster. It tributes it, and then it kills every monster with 1500 or less defense in your opponent's hand. And then every time they draw for the next 3 turns, it'll check that card. If it meets that requirement, it'll also destroy that.
Auto destruction. I love the old virus, next 3 turns.
And it's actually like more useful than deck devastation, I think, because not many monsters have that high of defense, and actually hits more monsters than the 1500 or less that deck devastation does.
And it does hurt Zoo. Oh my
yes,
god. Because we have low defense and low attack.
Zoo.
It's really bad.
Yeah. And I can see it being used in decks like Dark Lords. They spit out dark monsters with high defense like no one's business, super easy. And I could see that being a very relevant card in the sideboard or even the main board.
I would probably say main board because of how competitive Zodiacs are going to be.
Yes. So if you're playing Dark Lords, definitely look to pick up this card. And for the pre-release price of $20, probably settling to around $10. Pretty good buy.
I would be careful about selling this card too early or too late. Especially if it's like during those irrelevant formats, might pick up a set.
Yeah.
Later on, it could become very, very good. Another archetype like Zoo coming out. Oh my god. Low stat everything, but extra deck to spam everything.
Yeah.
You can just interrupt the entire deck altogether.
Yeah. So that's 7 secrets, so without talking about the Zodiac. So the last secret we have was the secret Konami Hypes secret rare that, they were posted a blog post about being the strongest monster in 2017, meta-defining, game-changing, and it's a vanilla fusion. It's called Sea Monster of something, Tethius.
That's all right. That's about right.
It's a level 5 tuner.
That's it.
Zombie. Vanilla. You can make it with Instant Fusion and...
Instant Fusion is now renamed to Instant Tuner.
Yeah, that's actually it. And if you haven't looked at the research, there's a lot of really interesting combos with it. Zulkin being number 1. It made Zulkin a $10 card overnight.
The super rare one?
Yeah, the super rare $10. Not even talking about the ultra rare. And there's a lot of really good zombie combos. Like there's a 2-card Zodiac combo that rips 3 cards out of your opponent's hand.
Oh my god.
So maybe the hype was warranted because this card pre-release price is $60, which is one of the highest in the set. But I honestly don't see it carrying a price tag that high unless it gets very meta with Instant Fusion and in the Zodiac deck. It hasn't been broken yet, and I don't really know the applications of it yet. But if it doesn't get broken, it'll probably settle around to $30 to $35.
Yeah, definitely one of the stronger cards. Okay, so now we're gonna go into one of the Zodiac archetype. Okay, this archetype has been covered by many of the other tubers out there already, but we're gonna do a set analysis on this. We already know all the rarities. Basically, one of the most expensive archetype Konami.
It's gonna be like Necros level, and of course, it's right before YCS Seattle.
Oh man!
All the secret rares are gonna be very, very expensive. If you're looking to pick this up, I would think you should wait a couple weeks before you pick it up. Don't pick it up at sneak. Don't pick it up right away. The cards will probably go down because of how much it's being printed.
Yes. But if you are playing in YCS Seattle, prepare to, break the bank.
Yeah.
Because
Tom Box bought a case for it.
I want a case.
I got sponsored, so I don't have to buy it. So
funny thing is, MST.TV is not exactly a team. He got sponsored
by another team.
By another team, and I'm, whatever. Anyways, I got a case. Why is that specifically? Is because this archetype has 3 secrets in one set.
Yeah, there's 3 secrets for this archetype, and it's a 2 ofs and 1 3 of. So you need 7 secret rares from this set to build this deck. It's basically you need a case. You need a case.
Best case scenario, 4 boxes. I wonder if we're ever gonna calculate what are the odds of 1 case 4 box easy mode.
If you get all 7 secret rares in 4 boxes,
you're
message me. I will send you a gift.
You're actually really close to winning the lottery. I'm not kidding.
Okay,
but anyways,
so let's go through the cards. First card, the card that everyone thought was going to be secret, Rat, Marrow Rat, Raptier, whatever you want to call it. The Rat, Zodiac Rat. The main engine card of the deck is a common.
Is it actually common or super? Is it confirmed?
Yeah, I don't know. It's common or super. Either or. The price of it is going to be pretty cheap. So
whatever. It's gonna be everywhere. It's actually a good thing. It gives everyone access to this card.
Yeah.
So prepare for every deck to go zoo in that regard.
Except they need secrets.
Except the secrets, yes.
But yeah, the Rat is a common or super. If it's super, it's going to be $5 common. Bulk.
Hey, if it's common, just think about it this way. Next OTS pack, ulti, we're done.
For sure, ulti, yeah. Viper, I don't think the rarity has been confirmed. Either common or super again. Viper, if you didn't know, is the one that can attach from hand, give it 1200, and then when it battles, it'll banish the card.
When it activates, so you can actually strike it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. The most versatile card in the deck, I would say, because it does have the attaching effect, which is very key.
Yes.
Very key. Again, mask, no one need to price this one because probably have access to it without any problem.
Yeah.
Don't pay like a lot of money for this card. Not worth.
Yeah, no. The third monster is Thoroughblade, so this card is being played anywhere from 1 to 3 of index. It's an ultra rare, so starting pre-release price right now is around $10 for an ultra rare. That's pretty high. I would probably expect it to go down to around 5-ish later on. But $10 for a pre-release price for one of probably the most sought after ultra is pretty good price.
Bad. That's actually not
pretty
bad.
Good price.
But I would say for an ultra rare, there's another one that's actually more sought out after. And we're actually gonna step into the extra deck part now.
Oh yes.
This would be the Tiger Mortar.
Yes.
I like tigers more. Whatever. Tigers. I'm gonna call
Zodiac Tiger.
Tiger Mortar.
So Tiger, if you don't know what it does, again, there's a in-depth explanation, but it basically attaches one Zodiac monster from your graveyard onto it as a material. It's used as part of the combo. You need all 4 of the exceeds as the combo. Ultra rare. Also pre-release price around $15.
Not bad.
Probably gonna settle around 10.
Again, this is depending on the build that you're playing, especially if you're kind of hybrid build you might only play 1, but if you're gonna play like a build that uses a fuller size engine, you want 2 of.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 2 of. Basically, all the exceeds are either 2 of, but Bow, which is the next one, is gonna be a 1 of, and that's a common, I believe.
Yeah, depending on your build, you could put a 2 of if you want to. I mean, it's not even that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad 2 of, but some people will cut it to 1. But again, the price range for that is negligible.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into the big exceeds. Bullhorn.
Bullhorn. Is it like Broad Bull? Is it Bullhorn?
Broad Bull.
Broad Bull. Yeah. Like this card is a secret. One of the most important pieces in between your combo because this one is your fetcher. This is your Stratos per se. Detach 1 to search any normal summonable Beast Warrior monster. It could be any level as long as you can normal it.
Coach Tiger. You can get
Manticore if you want.
Yeah, you can get Manticore. There's a lot of options. You can get Bear. So it actually brings up diversity into the deck and gives the deck more creativity. And of course, it's a secret rare. Chase Secret pre-release price right now is $50 to $60.
2 of?
Yeah, 2 of. I can see it. I can see it being probably for around 40. I don't see it dropping that much.
No,
because
it's too key.
It's a Chase Secret.
And not only that, this is one of the easier to summon secret, especially if you do just run regular Beast Warrior type stuff. This is actually not a bad card to go into. Like if you play Beast Warrior stuff, you just need like maybe like the Dryden, which we'll go into in a bit. And this card, it's very much playable as just basically a Stratos because it only requires 2 materials to actually make.
Yeah.
Whereas all the other ones start to increment, each monster increment their number by a lot more. Yeah. So this one is definitely one of the center combo piece. Of course, they don't have attack. They gain attack based off the stat of the monster, but stacked under it, like the Exceed material.
And the boss monster of the archetype, Trident, or Trident.
Or Drancia, if you've been calling it that for like the last couple of months.
I have. And so again, it's the same price as Bull. So 55 to 60 2 of, sometimes even 3 of. I've seen people play 3 of it. And probably settled around 40-ish.
Really good effect. One of the best effects in the entire game. Basically, remove any face-up card on the field by destroying it. And it's once per turn during either player's turn, detach 1. Yeah. That's it. Mm-hmm. Easy summon. Of course, you have the Zodiac summoning method. Slap it on top of another Zodiac. That's it.
So if you aren't playing Zodiacs and you've managed to pull one of these cards, one of my suggestions is actually to just sell it right away. It's similar to how Sorcerer was. Everyone knows these cards are going to be good, and the price that it is right now is probably the peak price. So sell it right away if you're not going to play Zodiacs, because it's only going to go down, but it won't go down by a lot. So definitely that's my suggestion to sell it, because when Sorcerer came out, Sorcerer was about like $75. And then Pepe was tier 0, but it was still only going down because there was just more prints being available, and everyone knew already the card was already good.
If you're not planning to play a big event near the time of release, I would not suggest to invest right away.
Yeah, I would sell it. And finally, the last relevant card.
One of the most expensive cards, Spell card.
The secret rare of the set. Triangle, Zodiac Triangle, or Zodiac Barrage for the North American name. $60 per release minimum. If you're selling it, if you're in the West Coast or selling to people who go to YCS Seattle, you could probably get anywhere from $80 to $90 for this card.
Yeah, 3 of secret.
Basically pays for the box. Absolutely insane if you pull this card.
You pull this card, you're making bank.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god.
And basically what it does is it pops a face-up card, and then it summons a Zodiac from the deck. So, again, very good.
And if it itself is popped, you can attach it as a material.
Yes.
That is, like, all these small intricacies will help you define who's a really good Zodiac player that knows their stuff versus someone that kind of just misses all the additional benefits of the deck.
So I think that's basically it for Zodiac. There is a trap card, Zeus Seasonal, but it's a common, I think. So
easy peasy, don't worry about it.
Next archetype we're going to go to is Windwitch.
So I'm really excited for these witches. Actually, one interesting thing about them is that they come with the Japanese promotional card as well. Originally, people thought that this archetype Windwitches wouldn't be complete without it, and it's true, this card is very important. Kind of like Pendulum Sorcerer, basically. Because Sorcerer was released as it was one of the chosen cards for promotional, Shonen Jump release, but in the end it was just a secret as part of the set. Kind of like how baby dragon rulers were part of basically the Dragon Ruler set. So we're getting Glass Bell, and Glass Bell is the Stratos of the deck. And Glass Bell, Ice Bell, and Snow Bell, all 3 of these effect monsters, they're all ultra rares. And I'm kind of glad. They look much better as pretty monsters. And this archetype spiked up Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon.
Yeah, it's a $100 card right now. Crystal Wing is absolutely balls expensive. Definitely sell it right now if you have a copy, because it's going to get reprinted for sure. And all the Windwitches coming out are all ultras, as Thomas said. But I think they're going to be around anywhere from $5 to $10 because they're not in high demand, and Zodiac is taking up all the money.
Zodiac is definitely overshadowing this archetype completely, but this is still not a deck to be underestimated with, because this deck can do 1 card Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. And I'll just quickly run over this combo and tell you why this is crazy and why that Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is a little extra sticky. So starting off with Ice Bell. Ice Bell basically is the Terror Top plus Tour Guide, because it summons the monster right out. Yeah. So you can special summon this monster from your hand. If you control no monster, goes onto the field, and then it activates. Then you can special summon out 1 from your deck, which will be Glass Bell, which is the promo. This is your Stratos, normal or special. You can search 1 Windwitch monster from the deck to the hand, and you get Snowbell. When you control 2 wind monsters on the field, special summon that out too. You have 2 tuners, Ice Bell and the Snowbell. These are both tuners. And there you go. You have a level 3, 4, and 1. That basically adds up to your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon.
Yeah. So you use Ice Bell and Glass Bell to make a Winter Bell, and then Winter Bell burns your opponent, whatever, and then you use that Synchro Monster with Snow Bell to make Crystal Wing.
And this Crystal Wing has one additional effect that's added onto it. It cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects.
Good.
Because it is a win. However, it does come with the condition that you cannot special summon wind monsters for the turn if you use one of their effects.
Yeah. You can only special summon wind.
You can only special summon wind, which is why, it's not a bad trade-off.
Yeah, because you can't play it in Zodiacs, which would be absolutely insane.
Can you imagine?
Imagine you're bored with Transia and Crystal Wing.
Yeah!
Wow!
But that's why they're so expensive. Mainly the ultra rares for the Windwitch sisters and the bells basically are the most expensive part for the effect part. The extra deck stuff aren't too bad. We have Winter Bell and Crystal Bell. Crystal Bell is the fusion that does require a Winter Bell. Mm-hmm. So the only way to get it out, I would think of right now, unless I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but is to use the Miracle Synchro Fusion after the monster dies. And you just get an additional free monster.
Yeah, or you can poly it.
Well, if I'm going to go into Crystal Wing, I can just
you
play...
cannot make Crystal Wing and just poly to make Crystal Bell that does nothing.
No, I'll go with my Crystal Wing route and then I'll play Miracle Synchro Fuse.
Hey, but if you can't afford Crystal Wing, you can make Crystal Bell.
Yes. Now on to the next archetype. I really don't want to talk about this archetype.
It's the best archetype. It combines the two worst elements of Yu-Gi-Oh! And makes an even worse element.
So we have Shinobirds. I actually don't want to kind of bash at this archetype, but it is a spirit ritual beast archetype.
Yep, it's a ritual deck that has the spirit clause, so you can only normal it and it'll bounce back to your hand. So you spend 3 cards to make your boss monster that comes back to your hand at the end phase.
Yeah, that is terrible. How many minuses are you getting to play with?
Absolutely.
So there's 3 monsters available, and their effects are very, very minuscule. They're not very good. They're all spirit monsters, so they can only be normal summoned, and when they are normal summoned, during the end phase, when they're flip face up, they go back to your hand. Not very efficient, but however, they do have a ritual boss monster. They have actually a pair of ritual boss monsters. The Shinobird and the Shinobird Peacocks. One basically bounces 3 monsters on the field back to the hand, and the other shuffles 3 spells and traps back into the deck. That part is really good.
Yeah.
And of course, when you summon them out, they special summon a level 4 or lower spirit monster onto the field. They special summon it, ignoring the summoning condition, so you kind of get to play with that. But the main engine of the deck is Power Shot. Without Power Shot, there is no deck. You can't play because you're getting quite a bit of minus and you're not very fast. Your deck is quite slow. I can see that's why we're not seeing this in any meta play anywhere. And even if we go back in time 5-6 years from
2010 deck, it would
still not be very good.
Yeah, it would still not be very relevant, which really says a lot considering Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game of power creep.
So given that we have such powerful Windwitches and Zodiacs, so if you have to scale the power of an archetype, they throw it on that one. It's like these 2 went up here, this one's a trade-off.
Yeah, it's really not doing it any justice, but that's another archetype. It's actually getting, I think, like almost 6-7 cards. No, 6 cards from the set.
Okay.
So it's quite relevant if you want to say that. But I think that's all for the main archetypes. We're going to go over some minor archetypes that are getting minor support.
Well, let's go into the speed round of support. This is the remaining list of the other 80 cards in the set.
Yeah, basically every other relevant-ish cards that we have found or for...
Interesting ones.
Yeah, interesting ones for new archetypes. So the first thing we're going to go on for is Perform Pal Daggerman.
So the archetype does get a few other cards, but this is the one that's most interesting because it is a low scale 2 warrior, level 5, unfortunately. Pendulum monster put on the scale, you can actually fetch one out of the graveyard.
Yeah.
That is huge because normally when you do play Perform Pull or like Draco Pass back then, you use your guys as Xyz material all too frequently. And say you detach a sorcerer into the graveyard, you fetch it back. Oh my god, you got Sork again.
Well, you can get a high scale out of the grave. A lot of options actually. Unfortunately, it's level 5. It's the worst part. But level 5 means you can still pendulum it out. 6 scales, have access to it. Perform Pal, pretty easy access to 6 scales.
Yeah, but that's the problem with Perform Pulls. If only that monster was level 4.
the international rule of Perform Pal. It would
4.
be really good if it was level 4.
Trust me. Just think about it.
Just
marinate on the idea.
So the next archetype we have is Speedroids. We have Bamboo Horse?
Bamboo Horse.
That name.
So summon effect, Marauding Captain, tethers out another monster, or for you newer players, Vega from Satellar Knights.
Yeah. Or Goblinberg.
Goblinberg, yeah, basically that's what it is. But then in the graveyard, you can banish it to foolish out another wind monster into the graveyard. Yeah. So Foolish Burial as a monster form.
Yeah. Not bad support for Speedroids. That's actually 2 very good effects on one monster. So it was worth mentioning. But otherwise, Speedroid's not getting much. Unfortunately, your Terratops are probably going to get hit in the future, so sorry about that.
Terratops, man. If 2 gods at 1, why are you not at 1?
Exactly. You don't even need your normal summon.
But anyways, enough about hits. These are just predictions. Okay, this guy is one guy that you want to pick up for True Kings. Although the previous 2 True Kings, we have the Water one and the Fire one. I don't remember their names off the top of my head. But this one is the Earth one. Why is this one like a 3 of in the upcoming set of True Kings? Well, True King Zodiac, you have an Earth-based archetype.
Yes.
And
very easy to summon. Zodiacs always need a second part of the engine that is special summon based, and this True King actually suits it very well. And I think it's a 3 of in True King Zodiac. So on release, I don't think it's going to be that much because True Kings aren't getting their later support.
Yeah, that's next set.
Yeah, so definitely recommend picking them up. It's an ultra rare, I believe.
Yeah. What price range? About $5.
Yeah, 5 to 10.
Stay
give or take.
There.
Yeah.
But then it will probably spike up.
Yeah, it'll start at 5 to 10 and it'll tank to like 1 to 2, and then it'll go back up to 10, 15 maybe.
Yeah, once it becomes a 3 of.
Yes.
After that, DDD gets another contract, a continuous spell.
Dark Contract with Grotesque Entity, I think.
Name is probably going to change.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had a monster with the name Grotesque in it.
No. Konami North America will definitely censor that. And it's basically like that Zephyra field spell. So once per turn, every time you do a certain kind of summoning, it'll give you an effect. The Exceed one is very nutty. If you Exceed into Kali Yuga, you get to...
banish a card.
Yeah, Spellbook of Fate something.
Yeah, non-targeting.
Yeah. But
Synchro one's pretty good too.
Yeah.
It makes it so your special summon dudes cannot be targeted.
Yes.
Something like that.
It's even when that card leaves the board, it's a continuous spell card, but I don't think it's going to see much play because it's a win more card, really.
Okay. What else have we got on our list? Let's see here. We have Neo Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. This is a very flashy card. I think you need to use Rank Up Magic to make it.
It's already used 3 level 9 monsters, but honestly, I love these cards. I'm like a huge Timmy player, so I love the big flashy...
You wanted to use Odd Eyes. You wanted to use Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon,
yes,
just to like OTK.
That was my goal in the format. A whole format I wanted to make that card. But yeah, this one's 3 level 9 monsters, and it basically you could take control of every single monster in your opponent's side of the field, but only it can attack, and all those monsters become 4,500, and you can overlay with them. It's absolutely crazy, but unfortunately, it's really hard to make. And speaking of really hard to make, Odd Eyes Raging Dragon, which is the cover card.
Well, he's actually not that hard to make. Speaking of which, the Magician's archetype for pendulums gaining more support, of course, through they're not done yet, so they are getting more support.
Surprisingly, they're not done.
Yeah, surprise. But this is really, really important because, well, this guy, I think, is a very easy access card for them. They need two level 7 dragons to make this card. And it's basically a one-sided Judgment Dragon.
Yes.
And he buffs himself.
Yeah. And then when it dies, you can go onto the scale, and then it'll complete your scale from your deck. And then when it dies, you can pendulum it out again, which is...
kind of gross.
Yeah. So another card for Infernoids. Not only are they getting lawn mowing, which I guess isn't an Infernoid card.
This is definitely one of the. Oh my! Why is this common?
Yeah, I don't know why it's a common, but it's Void Madness. So it's a trap card. You can send when you play it. You can send one Void card from your hand to the graveyard, and then
on field too.
On field. Oh, you send one Void card to the graveyard, and then you can special summon 3 Infernoid cards, ignoring summoning conditions, which is very important in Infernoids if you're thinking about it.
Yeah, you get a triple Foolish and 3 bodies.
Yeah.
This is...
As long as the level equal to 8.
Okay, well, Decatron, and the level 6 guy.
Yes, that's what you get.
That never saw play before.
And then the 2 Decatrons dump Anuku and Deviati. And so you have Anuku, 1 spell trap negation, 1 monster negation, and then 1 DD Crow, all for 2 cards, which is very nutty, if you ask me.
In other words, that also sets up another 5 cards of Infernoids if this board gets wiped.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think Onunku and Debiati are basically grave ready to come out.
Yeah. And it's also, a trap card. It's a defensive card for Infernoids, which is very important because Infernoids in the past did not have much defense. Once the monsters were cleared off the board, it was very easy for you to die. But this card, now the new trap, is very scary, and it also complements your Energy, which is very good, and at a common, great card.
Yeah, I hate this card so much. Just went through playtesting and realized that this card's ability, if your opponent running a 60-card deck, it does not open it into the lawn mowing, but they open to this,
yeah,
you're still going to have a bit of a fight.
Yeah, this is the card you want to see if you don't open lawn mowing.
It's a hard fight, like, no left arm offering, no lawn mowing. If you see this with another Void card, oh my god. It's a really amazing card.
Yeah, and another card I really want to talk about is Tiara, Goddess of Rebirth. I think this card is absolutely hilarious.
Windmill Slam! So I see it, you reveal to your opponent, or if they don't see it, you put all 10 cards back into the deck, and they're like, are you scooping?
No. You're about to lose. Yeah, so you know what it does? It sends 10 different card names from your hand or field back into the deck.
Yeah.
And then you basically win the game because you summon it out, it can't be negated, its effect can't be negated, summon can't be negated, and it puts all your cards, puts all your cards in your hand on the field, and even face-up cards in your extra deck back into the deck. Basically restarts you, and that's it.
You start with nothing, you're top decking, you just got Chaos amped.
Yeah, you both are top decking, but he has a 3600 beater on the board, which...
You're gonna die.
You lose. Unless you top deck Rat. It's all good.
Yeah! But you can search Rat.
Yes.
If you search a Viper, if you draw into a Viper.
Alright.
What else do we got? Okay, this is just one that's kind of for fun. We have another dual terminal card. This is just for fun. So we have now a dual terminal next. Why am I mentioning this? Because Konami recently released Duel Links. It's playing basically like dual terminal. So if you have both of these active, now they have no main phase 2. They can only play with a 3-card slot.
Yeah, it's basically you're playing Duel Links in real life. That's the card. It limits you and your opponent to 3 slots each.
Yeah, I don't know why I mentioned this. It was just a funny little thing. But there is another crazy funny card. So the card I'm talking about is Switch's Hero. This is a trap card. Normally trap cards, I don't care too much about them. But this is like creature swap steroids.
So you don't know what it does is, if you and your opponent both have the same number of monsters on the board...
Basically rotate the board, now you have his monsters. A lot of funny applications with this card. Yeah. Let's start with Crystal Wing with Windwitches. Say you went first, you just summoned a crummy monster. I don't care what you summoned. And then you set this card. And then your opponent goes, oh, hey, I activate my ice spell. Didn't get negated. Didn't get max seed. Oh, I'm going to go in. So it goes and makes this Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon.
Can't be destroyed. It's wonderful.
It can't be destroyed. Switch Hero. Give him a piece of crap. Take his Crystal Wing. Thank you, buddy. You paid my entry fee, basically. There's so many applications with this card.
Token decks. Oh my god.
Token decks.
Or even better, if you're playing ABC in this really shitty meta, the guy's like, end phase, Buster effect. I'm going to tag out summon 3, Union Hanging effect, equip. And then the guy's like, is that okay? You're like, no, wait, I have a response. The guy's like, what are you doing? It's Buster, okay? You can't do anything. Scapegoat. What? Switch Hero. Give me all your ABCs and your Tsukiyomi. You can have 4 scapegoat tokens. The guy can't even make Buster because he can't put combo on the board because he has 4 scapegoat tokens. It's hilarious.
Imagine playing against a Zodiac player and you went first and you left 1 monster on the field. Okay, 1 or 2 monsters. Maybe you have like a space dragster in the back. Who cares? And they're like summon Mole Rat combo. Like they go into like boar and like whatever. And then they put their bull on there. Oh, like, hold on. I'll finish the combo for you on my turn.
Give me that.
Give me that card.
Take a token.
Take a token. Take the bull. And they're like, and your turn, you're like, okay, now I'm going to put my bow on it. And then you're going to go off on it. This card is so dumb.
Honestly, it's not going to be very useful in the meta, but it's absolutely hilarious.
Okay, I would say that a very skilled player will tilt you with this card so hard. You will not be able to play that. You can't focus. Just
imagine getting your ABC and Tsukiyomi stolen and replaced with 3 scapegoat tokens.
What a fair trade. Think about it as like a regular trade.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Terrible. Okay, anyways, for the remaining cards, we have Cyber Angels gaining a new ritual spell and a new ritual monster. Sorry. And the ritual spell is basically like Necros Mirror. You can actually use the graveyard as material. However, you do shuffle them back into the deck instead of banishing them.
Which is better, I think.
And then BLS archetype, well, now you get a BLS, basically BLS Junior, and you also get the beginning. This is a very interesting card. So the beginning, basically, is a trap card. You get to reveal basically 3.
Yeah, you reveal 3 cards. One of them at least has to be a BLS card.
That's right.
One of them has to be a Gaia, Fierce, whatever card.
Yeah. And then one could be whatever. Could be just another BLS. Could be another.
Yeah.
It's just as at least 1.
Yeah. And then you shuffle it up. Your opponent chooses 1. One of them goes to your hand. The other 2 go in the grave. It's actually a very good effect. Very good card. Rhoda, and then 2 Foolishes.
So basically sets up a BLS.
Yeah.
If you pick the little dudes, that's well, actually, you probably can't put a little dude in there, but the Gaia does synergize well in the graveyard as well, so you get that stuff as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a trap card, so.
Yeah, it is a
sorry, BLS players.
And I don't know. Wait, there's one more archetype.
Ancient Gear.
Yes, Ancient Gear. Okay, so Konami always revamps an archetype basically every set. Mm-hmm. Ancient Gear is getting that polish.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited for Ancient Gear. The very first deck I ever made was Ancient Gears.
So
bought the structure deck, tried to make it good. Of course, I got shit on, and yeah, I've been playing ever since.
Gear Town, man, Gear Town.
I was very excited for that card.
Gear Town was a great card. Gear Town was like part of the meta back in the day. But what makes this so particularly interesting? First of all, we're gonna get a once per turn monster reborn specifically for these guys.
Yeah, Ancient Gear Reborn continuous trap card. Once per turn, you can summon an Ancient Gear monster.
From the graveyard?
And unlike Call the Haunted, it doesn't tether.
Yeah, it's not attached. You blow this up, that monster stays alive. Of course, if you blow it up during the chain, the monster doesn't come out because it didn't resolve. Again, but this is once per turn spat. And that monster gains 200 attack permanently, even if the monster is gone. Okay. So, look, I don't know, just a little extra buff here. And they gain 2 fusion monsters. The Chaos Gull, Ancient Gear Golem, and they get the... Howitzer? Yeah, the Howitzer. Basically a little cannon. Howitzer is pretty interesting. It just deals 1,000 damage to your opponent.
It's a level 8 and when you fuse it. But then after it dies, you can special summon any Ancient Gear monster, ignoring summoning conditions.
Yes.
So, from the main deck. So it's actually very good. And of course the fusions, how do you make it? Not with Poly. You use it with Ancient Gear Hound, which is basically a fusion bridge card. So when it's normal summoned, once per turn, you can just play it as Poly. And also it burns you on summon.
Yeah. And the new boss basically is the 4 Ancient Gear monster fused together. The Chaos Ancient Gear Golem.
Yeah.
Piercing attack, attacks everything, has 4,500 attack.
Yep, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's a big guy.
Yeah.
It's a big guy.
It does Ancient Gear stuff.
Yeah, that's all I got. Do you have more?
Spirals.
TCG
exclusive. Unfortunately, at the time of making this video, Spirals and Subterror have not had the TCG exclusives released yet.
Konami's looking at us, man. They just don't want us to complete this vid.
Yeah.
So, what can we know? We only know about Spy Gal. Spy Gal's basically a...
Misty. Spiral Misty?
Yeah, Misty.
Basically, it's a...
She's not a spiral card. She's a Spy Gal card.
Yeah, sorry. It's like a worse Kirin. Basically, you have to return your super agent to Kirin something.
Yeah, bounce both. That's kind of funny. If she herself also was considered a super agent, oh my god, she'd be so busted.
That would be broken.
Because like it's not a hard once per turn. It's not like you can only use Misty's effects once per turn. It just says once per turn during either player's turn you can do this.
It's old school. Once
can you imagine just like pendulum summon, bounce a card, normal summon,
bounce another card?
Not happening.
No.
We of course get the new spiral agent as well.
Yeah, it's just basically spiral super agent. It's kind of like Cyber Lady, where like its name is also Cyber Lady. This name is also Super Agent.
The Harpy Lady.
Which is pretty good for the deck actually, because the deck revolves around Super Agent, right? You have to have Super Agent to play the game in that deck. So 6 copies of that card, better.
Yeah, definitely much better. Not like Boojins.
Yeah, not like Boojins.
So Subterrors, we know that their stuff isn't very high rarity, so if you want to pick up their stuff, easy pickups. Last set, there's only 1 Ultra and 1 Super. This set, similar deal. Yeah. Easy pickup stuff.
I have a lot of friends who are telling me that like, oh, Spirals or Subterra are going to be broken.
Yeah, don't underestimate the deck.
Yeah, actually, first off, don't underestimate it. Second off, I mean, it hasn't been broken since the first set or the second set. The third set. Don't get your hopes up either.
Okay, so I'm saying maybe, haha, but he's like, oh. Okay.
I'm the negative one. Okay.
So that's all I think we got for now. If we missed anything, please leave it down in the comment section below. I would like to hear your thoughts about this set. I really like this set because it is very meta changing.
Yes.
It is introducing new archetypes that are meta relevant, and I am loving every bit of it.
Yeah,
tons of good secrets.
Yeah, in a very stale meta, this set is doing us wonders. And the set has very, very good value. If you want to buy a box, you want to open packs, definitely guarantee. I definitely suggest this set. You'll probably get your money back if you pull any of the Zodiac secrets.
Speaking of opening packs, bought a case. Guess what? Probably gonna do a box opening video where we're gonna punish somebody.
Probably me.
Are you gonna play? You want to sing?
I like singing. I'll sing, no problem. If I lose.
If you lose. But anyways, that's all we got for now. If you guys like this stuff, don't forget to check out everything else. But you want to sign this one out, Oscar?
See you guys next time. Remember to hold on to your MST.TV.
We already signed out the new way.
If you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe by clicking on the button on the left. And if you want to see more videos, click the button on the right. Remember guys, to hold on to your MST.TV.